Welcome, everyone, to the Hardin Local Weekly podcast. I'm Rachel Brantingham, and we're so glad you're here with us today. And y'all, it is Fair Week. The Hardin County Fair is running all week out in Glendale. There's rides, rodeos, monster trucks, wrestling, pageants, livestock shows, and $15 gets you in with all the rides, shows included. I mean, that's a crazy deal, guys. Like, I know just going a couple like to Louisville or whatever, one ride is $15. So all the rides, all the shows, $15. So we built today's show all around it. We're going to talk about it. Phil's got some B-roll from last night. I'm super excited. So, John, of course, you've got
from that farm to dinner.
Table to fork
to dinner. Table
farm to dinner. Table to fork.
We'll cover it in a second.
Yes,
I got this delicious bread from Hinton's Orchard and Farm Market that they had on the tables, plus this clover blossom jelly.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Fallen Maple Farm in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. So here's a shout out to Fallen Maple Farm in Eaton, Kentucky. Their phone number 270-763-3395. And their handle on social media is Fallen Maple Farm. But this is really good, and this jelly is very good.
I've had Hinton's bread before. It's very good. I need to get some of that jelly. That sounds amazing. Well, John, you're going to give us the full fair rundown night by night, which I'm excited because I'm trying to pick which night we're going. So I need you to give me the rundown, plus everything else happening around the county, including a night market downtown Saturday and a free concert at Freeman Lake that moved to a new night this year. So we'll want those details, guys. Nate, of course, as we mentioned last week, he is off on a well-earned vacation this week, but business buzz does not stop. He and Phil pre-recorded his update before he left, and it's a big one. A brand new wellness concept's first Kentucky location. We're going to talk about the new Super Kroger opening this week, a burger chain that might be coming to town, and a longtime auto shop closing its doors. Of course, we're going to bring that to you. It's pre-recorded, so we'll have that available here in a minute. Of course, I've got your housing market update. And the 4th of July did something to the numbers that I did not expect. So stick around for that. Phil's got a look at everything new on hardinlocal.com, a first peek at our Best of Hardin County's contest, an election series update, and something he's working on that I think is going to get the whole county talking. Plus a Fair Week icebreaker. But first, let me introduce you to my co-host. Of course, I've got the one and only Phil Tall, who is the founder of Hardin Local. We've got Scott Lucas, my co-host, and he's many other things. Scott, you're amazing. We appreciate you being here every week. Jon O'Brien, who brings us our events and happenings. Of course, you know Nate Bryan. He's not here with us. And then, of course, Brittany and Michelle were also unavailable this week. It's summertime, guys, and lives are busy. And of course, as I mentioned at the beginning, I'm Rachel Brantingham. I'm your host and your Hardin County housing market expert. Before we get started, I always like to touch on this. I know it seems redundant. However, we just want to point out again that we are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. So if you prefer to up there, please follow us on whichever platform you like to watch your podcast on. Of course, everything lives at hardinlocal.com. The full weekly events calendar, every past episode, articles for each segment, and my weekly housing market dashboard. Sign up for the free email newsletter while you're there so you never miss what we cover. I followed the prompt, and right after one of our last podcasts, I signed up, and I was incredibly amazed at how much more material is available when you subscribe. So it's free. I did it. It took me 2 seconds. I went into the website. I submitted my email address. I confirmed the link in my email, and voila, I needed information on the fireworks show for Friday night. It took me 2 seconds, and I made my way there. We had an amazing time. North Hardin, they did an incredible fireworks show. The boys and I, we just had an absolute blast. So shout out to them and the city of Radcliffe for putting together an incredible event. Of course, follow us on LinkedIn, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or if you're watching right now on Facebook, make sure you hit that follow button. We love to interact with you. So I really want to encourage our followers to comment, share updates, business news. If you want to do a shout out to a family member, I do. So I have a couple in a minute, but we love to experience life with you and have you involved in the podcast. So please drop your comments. We will make sure to pull them up on screen and share them with the audience. All right, guys, quick frame for today. As I mentioned at the beginning, it's Hardin County Fair Week. The fair opened last night and runs through Saturday out at the fairgrounds in Glendale. I remember attending the fair being much younger. I can't even remember early years, but I know when I was in my teens, it was a hot spot. Every single year we'd go out there and I'd see everyone. I can't wait to keep the tradition alive by taking my own children. Gates open at 5:30, midway at 6. And as I mentioned at the beginning, $15 gets you admission with all rides and shows included. It's a crazy deal, guys. That's the pageants, the rodeos, the truck pulls, the wrestling, the monster trucks, all of it. Okay. And as I mentioned at the beginning, John's going to go through that schedule. Are you going to say something, Phil?
No.
Oh, okay. Perfect. All right. So we'll have the full night by night fair schedule. It's on this week's, you can reference it on hardinlocal.com with the links straight to the fair's site for everything else. So like if you want details on the event or what you can and cannot bring or any of that, it's available on hardinlocal.com. And keep an ear out in Business Buzz. The new Super Croaker is opening this week in Elizabethtown. We're hearing between today and Thursday. And did we hear anything further? We'll reference that later in the
Well, I know
video.
when I was preparing for this episode, Nate said business update. He said today, but then an article we'd done a few weeks ago said that they had announced Thursday. So
I know. Friends and family is today. Okay. I have heard that from a very close inside source. Friends and family. So that's the ones that are people that are employed there and things like that. That's today. But yeah.
Yeah, I would suggest if you have to get those groceries and you're in a rush, maybe go there.
But the gas pumps are awesome. They're all like digital and like boop boop. I was using it the other day. Those are nice.
Very nice. Well, and a reminder, we are live every Tuesday at 1 p.m., same time, same place, all summer. So there might be some faces missing as we each take personal family time, but we are consistently here at 1 p.m. on Tuesday every single week. All right, guys, y'all ready to jump into an icebreaker question? All right, so it's Fair Week. So this one was super easy. Obviously, we had to tie it to the fair. Scott, do you want to give us that question?
Yeah, because, we all have our little special thing that we like to do. Some of us, like myself, I'm a roller coaster guy. But like for all of you, if there was one, even the audience, answer this question. If there was only one thing that you could do there, whether it's eating something, whether it's the funnel cakes, or roller coaster, or listen to somebody, what's the one thing that you would get your money's worth paying $15 for?
I'll go first. Oh, go ahead, Phil. No, okay. Phil, go. Go.
For me, it is the tractor pull. I've always, I haven't been every year, but when I was a kid, I'd always go up there. My grandpa, he had all equipment, and we'd always be doing stuff like that. So for me, it's nostalgic, and that is the one thing that I wouldn't miss if I made it every year, which is not the greatest.
That's cool.
But I still love it. You should still go. And I may end up there this year. I was already there last night, so, I'm trying to.
Did you go to the tractor pull last night?
No, I just went to that farm to table dinner.
Okay.
It was like a ticketed thing. So it was
nice. Okay.
I think my big one, as a kid, even, and then now as a mother, is of course the rides and watching my kids get so excited. Do you all remember the alien spaceship where you would all funnel in and you would get on these backboards? And then when it started spinning, the backboard would slide up and you would like suspend in midair. I saw a picture of that ride the other day and it took me right back to being in high school. I had to ride that like 50 times every time.
That was mine as well. One word, 3 syllables, Gravitron. That's it.
Was that what it's called?
The Gravitron, yeah. 3-syllable, one word, Gravitron.
Bill, we got to find, there's some pictures out there of people on them, but those little boards you would grab on and you'd hold on tight to those handles because all of a sudden in the middle of the ride, whoop, you all go up to the ceiling. That's my favorite thing ever.
And I would always put like coins out in front of me and drop them, and they'd stick to the wall behind me. So yeah, you just gotta like do different things. That's the thing, because everything's gonna stick to the wall.
Yes, well, you couldn't pull your arms up. I'd be like, try so hard. Yeah. Do they have
kids
that
would turn upside down? Kids would turn upside down. Oh yeah, they still have it. Got it.
Oh,
yeah, you never saw anybody turn upside down? Yeah. You just scoot around and get your feet up to the top, and you go upside down, up and down, when it would go whoop and whoop.
See, that was the cool kid. I was just there plastered against the wall like an idiot. What were you saying, Phil?
Oh, I was just saying I would always get really motion sick on rides like that. So I never do it. Here's a fun fact you all can make fun of me in the future about. When I used to go, when I was a kid at 10, we'd go to the beach, and my parents would laugh at me. But, I mean, you know, they still felt bad for me, but I'd get motion sick laying on the beach.
Yeah. I've never heard of that before. Yeah, you definitely did not need to do those rides. Well, audience, we want to hear what your one thing is. One food, one ride, or one show. What's your one that makes going to the fair every year completely worth it and such a fun experience? For me, it's a summertime tradition. Like that's a part of like what makes summer here in Hardin County for me. So if you've never made it to the fair and maybe this is a new experience for you, it's well organized, good food. Like you can't leave there without eating. And Jon, you're going to take us through the events because there's always something happening at the fair this entire week. I mean, I wish I could live over there because there's something fun happening 24/7. So if you've never been and this is your first time, let us know if you're going to be going and maybe something you're excited about experiencing. So, all right. Well, Jon, that kind of leads us into your favorite kind of week. Let's let you take it away with the calendar of events for Fair Week.
It's so interesting. I've yet to hear any of the music of today's show, like the lead in, and even that. I was trying to move to it because I know how it goes, but I could not hear anything going on.
You did pretty good.
It's a good thing I was dancing.
I know. I was like, I guess it started. Because again, the lead-in song I did not hear, and that I did not hear either. But I tried. On that, I can move.
Man, you got it.
Always make sure go to the website. We've got all our events on there. Times, exactly when things are happening. Also, make sure you go to the Fort Knox website for the calendar events, Hardin County Public Library, and E-Town Tourism. They've got a lot of things as well. But again, yeah, the county fair, $15 to get in. Gates at 5:30, midway at 6. All the cool things. The schedule is on hardincountyfair.com/schedule-1. And it'll tell you the times of all these things that are happening. But we're going to go through a couple of things. As far as tonight, start at 6 p.m. They got the exceptional person pageant, an all-American petting zoo, free monster truck rides. So again, that's included in that $15 fee. You get in, you get a free monster truck ride. That's always a cool thing. 7 p.m., got the Hardin County Youth Parade of Champions. Wrestling. I know Nate's upset he's missing that wrestling because he loves wrestling. And they have wrestling cruises. We need to see if he's ever been on one of those, like where they actually wrestle on the cruise. I don't know how that messes with the boat or probably not at all, but still those big guys bumping around might mess up the ballast a little bit. There's also the Kentucky Indiana Truck Pullers Pull Off, Phil. That's something up your alley, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used to, like I said, I love Meade County has one even bigger. Like their truck pulls and tractor pulls are like ridiculous. I mean, ours are awesome, but those if y'all have ever been to the Meade County one, that's like, I think it's the national competition that they do there. And they like stream it on ESPN 8 Ocho or something.
Oh, that's cool.
There's also the Family Living and Fine Arts Judging at 9 a.m. Which that's early. They'll get judged early, and then later on have the youth competition and livestock judging. So you know that little girl that has that pig that she's just kind of staring at, and she's just eyeing everybody. I feel like maybe there's a little girl around here that has that stare. If you want to go find her and see if she's out there, this is the place to do it.
Be careful.
I tell you what, they've got there's a little boy that has a stare too on the TikTok. He just gets that little stick and just kind of tap it. I know y'all have seen that, right? I'm not over.
Oh,
okay.
1,000,000%. In fact, like I had some friends that dressed up as her for Halloween.
That's amazing. Did they just stare while they walked around? Okay.
Show them my algorithm now. Just talking about it.
I was wondering about that lawn party, because I think there's been some confusion. I want to make sure we talk about that because I think last year it was a different day of the year. Now it's
Yeah, it's
Tuesday.
on Wednesday. Yeah.
So that's
But if
this
you're trying to
week,
beat the heat tonight, you can also go to State Theater and see the movie Wish at 7 p.m. So again, if you're not trying to get out in the hot heat, go to do that, or there's trivia night at Fly. But yeah, the lawn party tomorrow night. The Ultimate Show Band is out there. Parking and gates are at 5:30. Shows at 6:30. Again, it's a free show, but you do need to bring a chair, bring a blanket, bring all that stuff. But they do have food and beverage available on site, so don't worry about that stuff. The fair tomorrow night, they got the youth beef cattle show, a petting zoo again, free monster truck rides again, the baby contest. So if you got your cute baby, you think it's going to win a contest, take it on out there. Or if you just like looking at cute babies, there you go. That's where they got them. Wrestling will be happening again, the UCW wrestling. And the tractor pull again, and big monster truck show. So you get to ride in it, then you get to see do their thing because they're not going to jump things while you're in the truck. They'll just kind of like let you.
Wow, you got 2 back-to-back days of the wrestling and the tractor pull. That's pretty cool.
That's it. I mean, it's a lot of testosterone going on there. I think the fairgrounds can hold it.
Yeah.
As far as Thursday night, again, fair's happening. Special guest day, youth cattle show, petting zoo again, the tiny Miss and Mister contest, wrestling again.
There you go.
The bullwhip rodeo and the parent-child lookalike contest, which my dad and I would never win. You guys have seen them now. We look nothing alike. The rodeo, though, I'm not a fan of hopping on horses that are jumping around. I like tame horses.
Oh, I just want to watch other people do it, though. Do they have to stay on? Do they have to stay on for 8 seconds?
What's that?
Do they? Is it like a typical rodeo where they have to stay on for 8 seconds?
I think that they probably have all the different categories of different things, but yeah, they probably have a little bit of the roping too, where they got to rope the calf and tie them up and all those things.
It's very entertaining. I wouldn't do it, but it's very entertaining.
It is for sure. Me and a friend of mine, we went to the Bullitt County one time, and we kind of dressed up as what we thought the typical crowd person would be. And I took a bunch of scratch-ems there. I was scratching off my scratch-ems while we were watching the rodeo. It was a good time.
We need a picture of what you thought.
So I'll have to find that picture because there's a picture of me for that show. I was wearing ostrich skin boots, big old belt buckle that was about this big right here.
I love it.
It happened, John.
I'd love to see some pictures after that parent-child lookalike concert. That would
that would be cool.
I'm real curious how much they look alike, whoever wins, or the people that think they look alike and don't look, but still try to do it.
But still try to sign up.
Well, you never know. There may be nobody that looks alike. So.
That's true. I mean, maybe but there's some genes that run deep. That you're like that's that person's child for sure.
The tiny Miss and Mister contest is always so much fun. I think Bennett Jewell won his category last year, and Corey works with us, and he's so cute. So I always like the little tiny Miss and Mister.
Yeah,
and then of course the winners then ride in the Heartland Parade, so you can get a first sighting of. Yeah, they put them all on vehicles, and they get to ride in the parade, and so it's kind of cool.
And I wanted to mention, we put on our calendar on hardinlocal.com, which you go to hardinlocal.com/this-week. This will have everything we're talking about right now. It'll be there. And all the links to everything that you need to find more details. But I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere that the historic downtown walking tour has been not happening last week, and I don't think it's happening this week because of heat.
I know it got canceled last week, but I'm not sure about this week if it's been canceled yet. But hopefully that the Tavern in the Garden is still going on because it's one of my favorite bands. Lori Jane and the 45s are playing, and they are. If you go see one this summer, that's the one. I think so.
I agree. That's the Tavern in the Garden to go to Thursday night, 6 to 9.
Yeah, that's right.
They didn't cancel it last week, and it was super hot, so I wouldn't say they cancel it this week.
I don't think they canceled that. Just the walking.
And I think they gave out free water too last week, if I'm not wrong, just to keep everybody hydrated, which is nice. The fair Friday night, though, we've got Dylan West Band and the Fair Horse Show. The Showdown Rodeo, that's the Bulls and the Broncos. So I think Thursday night's going to be that fun, just roping stuff. Then the Bulls and the Bronco come out on Friday night. I have a customer that comes in here, Harvey. His son got hurt doing a rodeo here locally not too long ago. So hopefully he's not out there doing it again. If so, be careful. Wear the helmets, all the things. They also have the tractor driving, as well as the fluff and feathers. Anybody know what that is? I did not get any more info on that.
It's a 4-H thing. I'm
Okay.
not 100% sure what it is, but so is that tractor driving. It's like in the morning. FFH,
Okay.
tractor driving skills for kids. They have all sorts of stuff. I used to do a lot of it.
I mean, these are like the shows, but there's all kinds of little, like, I know my sister with Down syndrome, she enters an art contest. And
That was the one that we talked about. What day was that? I think that's Wednesday, right?
Was that already on here? I was looking for it.
Yeah. I believe it was.
Family living in
tonight.
fine arts judging. That was on Tuesday.
Yeah, today. Yeah.
There's
All
lots of-
right. What else we got?
lots of
Saturday, we got a lot of things. The baking contest, the King Arthur flour. Some dang good flour to use when you're baking. So that's a thing to get into. The petting zoo again. Kids pedal pool. So you think you got some strong legs and you're a little kid and you want to see if you can hang with the big boys, do that. There's also the cow patty bingo, which is always a fun event, you know. Also, the Battle of the Bluegrass pulling series is the last night of the fair. So that's at 7:30. So that's a fun little big pull. But on top of that, downtown, we've got the night market. The Happy Goose Vintage and the Modern Heritage are doing a collaboration at the Straight and Narrow from 5 to 9. It's Kentucky curated makers market, fresh produce, vintage clothing, records, oil paintings, henna, flash tattoos, native plants. Bird Whistle Book's going to be there. It's going to be a great time. You just kind of walk and check out the market out there. They're actually going to be in the parking lot there, kind of behind Impellizzeri's as well. So it's open to everybody. It's labeled as Straight and Narrow, but like kids can kind of check that out as well. So that's
Cool.
it's a really cool event. Also, let's see what we got going on that's interesting here. Skate night. I know Phil's a good skater. Skateland Skate Night, 7 p.m. to midnight. So that's that late night skate. $15 or $10 if you're going to go till 10 p.m. But up in Radcliffe, it's a nice little fun time.
I think that one concert, that Josh Gray at the Little Blue House concert Saturday night.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Good. And then also shout out to Kevin Jaggers who's playing. Where's he playing Friday night?
Cosmic, I believe, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
It is packed. Again, and a bunch of fun stuff.
Yep. And I know one thing to reference, I mean, there's a massive list here, guys, and we don't have time to go through them all. Go to hardinlocal.com, check out his events and happenings calendar. Because I mean, one of these other ones might be specific to you and your family, but like I said, I use the Hardin Local page to fill in my weekly calendar with my kiddos. So make sure you go to hardinlocal.com to get all the other ones.
One thing just to add real quick is Shrek the Musical Junior. That's happening this weekend and next weekend, Friday and Saturday at 7, Sunday at 3. Go to lepac.net for any information on that.
Awesome.
Yes.
Make sure you send me that so I can add it to the web.
All right, are we jingling John out or are we just moving forward?
We're gonna jingle.
John can't hear it anyway.
It's going. There you go.
Dance now, John.
I love it how my camera would be moving back and forth.
I love it. And John, just a couple quick questions for you. For the family that can only do one fair night this week, which one would you recommend to them and why would you recommend it?
I was thinking Thursday because that just kind of had some cool stuff. The lookalike contest is kind of a fun thing you go check out, as well as the wrestling and a Tiny Miss and Mister, because it might be something you might want to do later on, so kids can get encouraged to do that later on. But yeah, I think that's a good day, and they got the petting zoo that day too.
Yeah,
so Thursday is what I'd say.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, we will wrap up and head into our housing market update. Thanks, John. I'll tell you when to start dancing, John. Hold on. Wait for it. Now.
Hardin County Housing Market Update.
Hey!
Hey.
Thanks, John. I appreciate you dancing despite not being able to hear the music. So, All right, guys. Well, I am Rachel Brantingham. I'm bringing you guys your housing market update for the last week, also over the last 30 days. Big thing, make sure to go to hardinlocal.com. I actually find what Phil has built out there useful even for my own clients, but it's got the trends. So we've been tracking all of the information since January. So everything that I'm going to bring to you guys is all sourced from the Hardin Kentucky Association of Realtors MLS. So what we have noticed is that the housing market has a rhythm. You've probably noticed it as well. Every year, there are moments where people wonder, has the market slowed down? Is something wrong? This week, the numbers tell us something really interesting. So over the 4th of July holiday, sales activity slowed exactly as we expected. But buyers didn't disappear. In fact, our team continued showing homes. I had showings on multiple listings. I even had showing requests on the 4th of July holiday, which I thought was incredible of the agents that were out there doing it, and really spoke to the fact that buyers are still pouring into this area and still searching for the right home. The market, however, you'll note in today's numbers, it paused, but it didn't stop. And understanding the difference could make all the difference if you're planning to buy or sell this year. So here's some quick rundown on numbers. We had 29 new listings that came on the market, and this is over the past week. 17 homes went under contract and 22 families moved into their new home over the holiday week. So hopefully they got to spend 4th with their families inside the 4 walls. We currently have 400 active homes on the market. That's down. So you know how last week I was talking about inventory on the rise and we kept seeing it go up and up? It actually dipped back down. Average days on market increased slightly to 75. We were at 73. It's gone up to 75. We'll watch to see if that pushes back down next week or if we continue to see those numbers increase. The average list price was $356,114. The average sold price was $338,240. One of the graphs that Phil built us is actually tracking the list to sold. And you can see that gap tightening over the past 6 months. And so if you're considering listing and you're trying to maybe negotiate an offer that you received and you kind of want to take a look at what people are typically coming off as far as price point when they're actually selling their homes, that's a great graph to reference. I would guide you there. Median sold price came in just under $300,000 at $299,445. Overall, Hardin County now sits at around 3.5 months of inventory. It's a very healthy, very balanced market. It's leaning a bit seller, but we're seeing, and as I break these numbers down a little bit more, we're seeing opportunity for buyers in a lot of the different price points where they're actually more heavily buyer markets than they are seller markets. Here's a couple things that stand out to me. A week ago, I thought inventory would continue climbing. Instead, inventory actually fell. So the question is why, right? Why is that happening? I don't think necessarily demand suddenly increased. I think both buyers and sellers hit pause for the holiday weekend, right? I mean, people just wanted to settle in and be with their families. But interestingly, of course, those showings remain consistent. That's an important signal. It tells me buyers are still engaged. They're still looking. They're just taking a little bit more time before making decisions. And honestly, that's what we'd expect in a very balanced market. I talked about this a little bit in the last couple of weeks. The markets that are running inside of the larger market. Okay, so we have this big, large market that we're referencing as Hardin County, 3.5 months worth of inventory on the market. These numbers are market wide. But if you as a buyer or you as a seller are going to be listing or buying in a certain price category, let's break that down for you because those numbers are very different. So under 250,000, we have 2.9 months of inventory. So what you should know as a seller, you can probably get a little bit more for your home right now. And as a buyer, you're probably not going to be able to negotiate every single thing that you want and or get them to come off the list price dramatically. That is a seller's market. 250 to 400,000, we've got 3.5 months of inventory. So that is kind of the heartbeat of Hardin County real estate. There's a lot of inventory in that number. There's some opportunity there, but it's still pretty balanced there as well. Okay. Now, over 400,000.
4.5 months of inventory. Now we're starting to lean more towards a buyer's market. And in buyer's markets, buyers, you guys could get more aggressive on the sale price. You might be able to get more repairs, negotiate closing costs, those kinds of things. So if you're searching over that 400,000 number, and that includes the luxury listings in the millions. So, just know there's a little bit more balance to that market. And then, of course, luxury. This is an interesting one for me this week. So I know, as I've spoken to you guys over the past few weeks, luxury takes a long time to sell. Well, we only have 3.3 months of inventory on the market. And the reason why, they also take longer to close. So a luxury listing goes under contract. Typical timeline is 30 days. Often in the luxury world, we see longer closing periods because of inspections being in more detail. Maybe there's longer times for the sellers to move out. So we had 4 luxury listings close in the last 30 days in Hardin County with only 13 available properties. So that's a huge number, and it kind of speaks to the fact that people are still buying over that 800,000 price point, and we're still moving those homes. My team got 2 under contract last week that are over that $1 million range. So we are still seeing activity at that price point. This is more from an educational standpoint. Oh, okay, good.
For those $1 million.
Thank you. I appreciate the clap. We're very excited. So bringing to you guys just a little bit of education. So one thing that I've been thinking about this week is how dramatically technology has changed the real estate game. So, in the past, it took a lot longer to get the information out to potential buyers. Whereas now, with the use of the MLS, Zillow, Realtor.com, social media, technology has sped up that gap. So what statistically has been researched and stated is that within about 14 days of your home hitting the market, virtually every current active buyer searching in your price range has seen it. Outside of that, then you're just chasing down new buyers as they pour on the market. Okay. So they're seeing it on Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, MLS alerts, social media. If meaningful activity hasn't happened after those first couple weeks, it's time to stop hoping and probably start evaluating. At that point, you want to ask yourself 3 questions. First, is the marketing exceptional? So does the curb appeal look great? Is my house staged well? Were high level photography used? What kind of video footage was taken? So take a look at your marketing. If you're satisfied with the marketing, you need to move to the second question, which is the home's condition competitive. So take a look at your neighbor's house that's also for sale and assess whether yours pops, right? Do you need to paint? Do you need to update a few things? And then you come to that third and final question. Is the price aligned with today's market? And just because it might align price per square foot against price per square foot, really dig into it. Is the value there? Does your home have the same size yard? Does yours home have a covered back porch? These are things that don't necessarily attribute to the dollar per square foot value. But if your neighbor's comes with a covered back porch and a hot tub and a fenced in backyard, and yours has a wooden deck, you shouldn't be using the same price per square foot to evaluate your home. So those are kind of the 3 questions you want to start asking yourself. And then just keep in mind, the market moves really fast. So sitting and waiting isn't always the best approach. Obviously, dependent on your price range, there's a lot of, I would once again connect with your agent, have a conversation about your goals and your motivation, because that is always, guided by those 2 things. But within 14 days, current active buyers have most likely seen your home and have made a decision whether they are going to or not going to tour it. Kind of what I'm watching next, guys. As we come out of the holiday weekend, I'm watching one thing, and I'm watching it very closely. In fact, I've been kind of pulling numbers day to day just to see how we pick back up. But does buyer activity accelerate? Okay. So school starts in just a few short weeks. That's wild to me. August 6th is Hardin County's first day back to school. We're less than 4 weeks away. Now, It just so happens to be the exact amount of time it might take me to get you into your new house. So if you are wanting to get out of that school district and do a new school district and time to start school there, let's go ahead and get you shopping. But an even bigger one, we are 171 days away from Christmas. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to spend another Christmas in the same four walls, I don't want to spend another winter cooped up in this house, you want to start thinking about, hey, let's go ahead and start looking at getting on the market. There's a slow period where real estate tends to die down. It's historical. It kind of starts in the beginning of November and it stays through middle of February. And reason being, people don't want to move during the cold season and they certainly don't want to disrupt their family holidays. So now, this next quarter is the window of opportunity if you're considering selling. All right, guys. Well, that is our Hardin County housing market update.
And real quick, Rachel's numbers now are live on the site over the week, hardinlocal.com. And you can go to the housing market tab and then there's a link to the dashboard where you can look at the chart, prices, tiers, and whole history of this year. It's updated with this week's number as of now. I wasn't able to get it on screen because I messed up, but we'll have it on screen.
No problem.
Well, you won't be here, but we
might film my housing market update. We can talk about that. So
all right. Well, here we go, John. We're doing another jingle, right?
All right, John, get ready. No. I am cracking up that John can't hear these today. What is up with your speaker system?
I know. I can hear you. I can hear Scott. I couldn't hear Phil just this last time either. He was very muted. Yeah, I can't hear him at all.
We're about to switch.
I think it might be some of that new setup he's got.
It's too fancy for us.
It could be.
You said it could be after I said I think you're too fancy for us. We knew it. We knew it.
I mean, I wasn't responding to that because I didn't hear it, but I mean, I did, but you know what I mean.
I hear all y'all.
I'm not too fancy for anybody. Just my tech may be a little too fancy.
Well, Phil, we're going to let you take over because you did an interview with Nate before he left town. So I'll let you jump on it.
Cool. And while I'm talking about that, I figured I'd throw up, if it's going to load. There we go. While I'm talking about that, I took a little B-roll last night at the farm to table dinner. So I thought I'd let that run while I'm explaining what we did with Nate's thing. So Nate is somewhere in the Caribbean right now, and honestly, good for him. But before he left, he and I sat down Friday and recorded this week's Business Buzz because the news really doesn't stop this week and really doesn't stop. 4 stories, and this one, a rebrand. That's a first for Kentucky. The new Super Kroger opening this week, a burger chain that might be coming to E-Town, and a longtime auto shop that's closed its doors. I'll be dropping the photos up on the screen as we roll. So I'm about to roll the video now. That was perfect timing. So here we go.
It's free.
Welcome, everyone. We are pre-recording this video on Friday, July 3rd, because Nate's about to leave town and go on a vacation. So we're recording this business update for our July, I guess that would make that July 7th update on Tuesday. Is that right, Nate?
So what's today? 3, 4, 5, yeah, 7.
I think it's the 7th, yeah. So, watch us on the 7th, because we may put this out for our members only a little early, and you can watch the rest of the episode on the 7th, Tuesday, and also watch an extended version of whatever I do put out. But anyway, Nate, we know we got quite a bit of business news
We do.
about it. I know you had something you teased on Tuesday, and
Yeah,
several other
so,
let's get started.
I was just driving up Dixie one day and I saw the sign at Planet
Wait,
Fitness.
before we start.
Oh, jingle.
If business is buzzing in town, Nate already knows it's Nate's Business Buzz.
Yeah. Nate's
Yeah.
Business Buzz.
I think
That was literally my wife's first time hearing that jingle, so it's nice. She's laughing. I laughed too.
I
It's
hear.
okay.
That was a great moment, just so y'all know. His wife had never heard his jingle, and she just happened to be sitting there. We could hear her laughing in the background.
That's too cute.
Isn't it? And John, you could hear that one? The jingle? Or I don't know if you could. I think he's locked up a little bit. We'll see. He probably can't even hear me. So we're just going to start back at it.
So I was driving down Dixie the other day and Planet Fitness, not Planet Fitness, this has nothing to do with Planet Fitness. I keep on saying it, it's wrong. Suntan City, suddenly I saw the sign had changed to Wellness City. And I was like, what's going on? And Courtney had seen it. And it's like, I don't think that was there the other day. And I found out that they had changed their name earlier in the week. The sign had changed. They are in the process of rebranding, updating, upgrading. Because we do know that, like, I used to go to tanning bed. I think a lot of people have cancer concerns, the mental, physical, whatever. So they are now, I think, pivoting would be a good word, into the cryotherapy, red light therapy. So the one in E-Town in front of Planet Fitness, which is a sister brand, is being rebranded into Wellness City. It's the first one in Kentucky, which makes sense because Suntan City is based in Elizabethtown. If you don't know, it's off Gates Road. Glow Brand's headquarters is off Gates near the sports park entrance. And so I would not be shocked to see a lot more change into that. On the flip side, as part of this rebranding, reorganization, they did close the one in Radcliffe on Tuesday after we filmed the Hub House show. So, or recorded, because we don't use film.
So they closed the Radcliffe store, and that's as far as you know, they're just going to have the E-Town store.
Yeah, they said they consolidated. So,
staying in the same location in E-Town, they're not moving.
Yeah, but the one in E-Town was big, because originally the one in E-Town was supposed to have something else, and then they changed it. So I'm not so sure this was a part of the original plan anyway, because of how big that space was. Because it said it was going to have something, and then like there was going to be another or something. But obviously, E-Town didn't have to do a whole lot of renovation to make this happen.
Well, that's interesting. So for everybody that didn't hear the whole update or got sidetracked or distracted, Planet Fitness and Radcliffe is closed.
Not Planet Fitness. Sorry, Suntan City. Suntan City and Radcliffe closed on Tuesday of last week.
Oh,
the Elizabethtown. Yeah, the Elizabethtown Suntan City is now Wellness City. Nothing to do with Planet Fitness.
Okay. Good. And I think we tease maybe on Tuesday it was Planet Fitness instead of Suntan City.
Yeah, I think there's.
I want to stop real quick because this was a thing that, like, if we put out a correction notice, I think the following week, last week we said Planet Fitness, really Suntan City. So just want to make that clear, in case anybody's confused. Nothing happened to Planet Fitness. It's Suntan City
brand, and it's in front of Planet Fitness. So
gotcha. So now we're just correcting that little tease. And see, like when I was paying attention to you, I was paying attention, but I was also apparently not comprehending. So I'm glad that I asked that question again to clarify for everybody that may be confused. But that's what we do here at Hardin Local. We get out the information and we let you know what we know and what we don't know. And when we say something or misspeak, we always correct it.
Yeah, like I'm less about being and more about being right and more about freedom of information. If I get beat, I really don't care. If you look at a lot of my posts, I'm usually linking somebody else. Now the mall one, we did do a lot of our own work and put a lot of thought into that, and we were one of the first people that had it. But obviously, Blueprint people had seen some stuff like before. The mall people had seen stuff, so we weren't the only ones that knew. But we were the only ones that kind of put that out there. But when it comes to other stuff, like some of this other stuff, I got tipped off on, so I'm not the only one that knew it first. I'm not breaking any news. But we always want to be correct. If we're wrong, we'll try to correct and say, hey, our bad. Here's the correct information, or else we learn something more. Big news. It's going to happen while I'm gone. I'm kind of mad. I'm very bad. Not that I would want to deal with the crowds, but Tuesday, when we record the show, or when you record the show, and I'm somewhere in the Caribbean, Kroger opened the new Super Kroger. That was huge. It's Kroger Market. We do have some photos. Brent Swillian, who I believe works with Frito-Lay's, showed their incredible Frito-Lay. Harvey Castile of Bourbon Country Corals. He's a friend of mine. He helped with those dinners that we did.
We did mention this early in the episode, but for those that didn't watch that part of the episode, we're not 100% sure that it's fully open to the public today. We know that they had announced Thursday, but we also know that there's people there today, and it may be friends and family. My suggestion would be, if you want to try to go by. But if you need to get something and you get it done, and you don't want to waste your time, then go to someplace else today and wait until Thursday.
If you need aquatic stuff, that's a great local place to go. If you have aquariums or fish or anything, he's a good person to do. But anyway, he
from that, wasn't he, Harvey?
What'd you say?
Was he retiring from his?
Yeah, he is. So he's trying to. So basically, if you really want a really good deal, reach out to him.
Yeah, reach out to Harvey. We'll get you that content. We'll get his contact info for you.
Yeah.
Put it in the put it in one of the articles when we publish on Tuesday. Harvey's a good dude, known him for a long time.
So he was able to get us some photos too, but it looks great. I mean, we'll see how. Like somebody joked like, "Well, that's as clean as it's going to be for a while." They're probably right because I'm sure that's going to get ransacked on Tuesday. I have no. If I'm a restocker on Tuesday, it's not going to be fun. But I know people are excited. It's a lot bigger. It should take up. Some people complain about the E-Town and other two stores not being stocked. Well, as someone who works in the logistics space, there's two options. One, you don't have a lot of floor space, so you can't put everything that you have out there. Two, you're so overwhelmed that even if you restock, you're just getting hit again. So hopefully this alleviates some of those issues that because it's so big and can have more. And the E-Town ones can't put, the two current E-Town ones can't just have everything just because we don't have a lot of space. You can't have every product that you want. You can't have 20 things of everything that you want because you don't have the space. So, hopefully this fixes that. The location will be great. Obviously, our friends over at Baskin Robbins already open, so they're planning on having a big day Tuesday too. Go to Kroger, go to Baskin Robbins, and it's gonna be a great day. And then hopefully Phil will attach the photos.
Oh, they'll get attached while you're talking.
Oh no!
In the live, I'll
they
make sure that I add them to the live stream. So those
We'll add them to the article.
So we're excited. Over there, located across from the government building off Spring Road and Patriot.
Yeah, I'm sure your dad's got a great view of it.
No, he does. Yeah, I mean his office is on the other side of the building, but
But he parks anyway. At least he'll drive past it.
That's a fact. So Burger 21, what's going on there?
All right, Burger 20. This came across my messenger last week. It's a chain. I was not familiar with their game. Is the quote? I think that was Charles Barkley, whoever said that on TNT. Burger 21 is a gourmet burger chain for our vegetarian friends. They've got Impossible burgers, and they've got some. I think they had a shrimp burger, a California burger. It's a burger chain. Somebody that follows us said that they ate one in Georgia, so they liked it. It would be the first in Kentucky, which people think, okay, why would you try to eat it? Well, Duff's did that. Duff's has been rocking. Quick Trip did that. Quick Trip's been rocking. So the fact that it's the first in Hyatt Studios on East Dixie will be the first Hyatt Studios. So the fact that they're looking at E-Town, I think E-Town's a good thing that if you succeed here, it shows it. They're looking, I've been told a lease has been signed at the former Pizza Mavens. I do know officially a lease was signed on Pizza Mavens, Bruins Den, which is what me and Phil grew up with, Texas Outlaw, before they got bigger and moved. That location right across from Wendy, the new Wendy's Zaxby's up by Central Hardin. A lease was signed June 23rd. Whether it becomes Burger 21 or not, I'm not official on, but I do know that I've been told that this is the plan. This is a source I trust. Hopefully Burger 21 reaches back out to confirm, or maybe the owner reaches out and say yes, because we would love to have them on the show about bringing a brand to E-Town. So I'm excited. I think a lot of people are excited to have a place like that, especially near Central Hardin too, in the west side.
All right. Well, that's interesting. Haven't heard of them, but looking forward to it.
No, I hadn't either. I was like, who is this? But I hadn't heard of Duff's. I wasn't familiar with Duff's either. So
yeah, me neither. And I think that's perfectly fine. So what about Firestone?
So Firestone, I don't know exactly when they close, but it's Firestone. I think it's called if you look at the window, I posted the picture. It says Discount Tire, but it's got the giant Firestone over it. It's basically Helmwood Plaza, Roses, across from Southeast Christian Church, across from Walgreens over there at the St. John's Dixie corner. It says Firestone on the side. Like I bet how many people have had car washes there over the last 40 years. I know as a Central Hardin soccer player, we did. I saw people over there have it. But if you go in there, there's a sign. It says they're currently closed. Will be under new management. But it reaches out to an attorney at law, which I think specializes in bankruptcy, is what multiple people told me. Yeah. So I would not assume that they're going to reopen as Firestone, but I know that somebody pulled in the other day right when I took the pictures and said that she didn't know it was closed. So wow. I have no clue when it's reopening. I don't have no clue if it's going to reopen as Firestone. But just kind of, if you're looking for tires, I'd say go elsewhere. Because
could be just
go there.
Bankruptcy protection where they actually come back as the same brand.
So it's in that Helmwood, Happy or Juanito's, Extreme, Road, 12 Ninja Gym, E-Town Comics. That's over there in that area.
Wow.
But they are closed.
Right. I think that's all on your list, is it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when we get back, I think we
I'm
follow
so
the things.
glad to see that.
Yeah, that's huge. We need the people have issues that happens, but the fact that they're able to define something that works is great. So it's great to keep them around. If we can't have them in person, I'll put together something. And I'll talk about that.
Everyone, thank you, Nate, if you're watching.
Yeah, that was
Appreciate
great.
that. Let me real quickly play Nate's jingle since we're done.
If business is buzzing in town, it already knows it's Nate's Biz Buzz.
Yeah. Nate's Business Buzz.
John had to drop off. And before we're done with that section, I just wanted to make a couple statements. One is a couple quick follow-ups on Kroger. The exact opening date, like we said, I already kind of said that during the video, but Nate said Tuesday in the video. We're hearing that they are open for maybe friends and family. They might be open to the public today. They announced officially Thursday, but that was like weeks ago. So we had heard that had been updated Tuesday, but we're not 100% sure. So we can't confirm 100%. Just wanted to make that clear. But we do know that would be open for sure by Thursday. On Harvey Castile, his company that he's retiring, he was military, and now he's going to put that company to bed too. He's retiring from the aquatic business. So if you've got a fish tank, you've been thinking about one, reach out to him for a genuinely good deal, because I think he has some stock he's trying to get rid of. We'll make sure to put his contact information in the Business Buzz article on hardinlocal.com when it gets published later tonight. And on Burger 21, to be crystal clear, the lease is confirmed. The tenant is not official. Tenant is not official yet. That's how we do it here. We tell you what we know and what we don't.
Perfect. Well, Nate, wherever you are, cheers. We hope you guys are getting a tan and enjoying yourself. Phil, I appreciate you filming that in advance so we could still bring Nate to our audience. And Phil, you're staying up because there is a lot of new stuff on the website. I don't know when you're resting, but we are super excited because you're going to walk us through some of hardinlocal.com.
Yeah, we didn't have a special guest this week, and we don't have Britton and Michelle, so we figured we'd take a few minutes. You don't want to leave yet if you've been watching. Watch to the end of this little segment, because I have something I think you're going to find real interesting. A conversation I think the community needs to have that I've been working on research. So if you haven't been to hardinlocal.com lately, it's grown up a lot. Quick tour of what's there now. The This Week page, every event John covers, and even the events he doesn't, the whole fair schedule, night by night with links. It's updated every single week. And there's going to be a new version of that calendar coming out soon that'll allow you to submit your own events to it. So it'll be more of a calendar, less of just one page with all the running events. But that's going to be happening soon. So you need to go ahead and get signed up on hardinlocal.com, especially if you're a creator or business owner and want to have events or put events there. Rachel's housing market dashboard. Her numbers charted week over week, going back months. And there's new numbers every Tuesday. And I have plans of expanding that significantly with housing listings. I haven't figured out how to do it yet, but we're working on it. We will eventually figure it out. There's got to be a way to get that done. So that's on my list. And then the free weekly events email. Sign up on the site, and you'll also get emails that lands in your inbox. So you'll get when I publish the articles for today's episode, you'll get one email with all a rundown of everything where you can click and find everything you do or watch or look at. Plus, if we have something random that pops up, I also will blast you an email if I think it's worth sending it to where you don't feel like you're being spammed. And everything's been working real well with the new website. And it's real easy to sign up. You don't have to remember a password. Anytime you log in, it just emails you a code. Pretty simple to do. And it helps us make sure we can stay in front of you as opposed to having to worry about going in Facebook jail, which I don't think any of us, there's some pretty random reasons why you can get there. So now here's another one that I'm excited about that I've been working on. It's going to be coming to hardinlocal.com sometime this month, Hardin County contest, but it'll basically just be its own standalone portal where you can go and nominate businesses or nonprofits or whatever, whatever the category is, nominate them, and then you can vote for them. You got to log in to vote and do all that sort of thing. So it'll work to where this is how it'll work. You nominate and vote for your favorite local businesses, daily voting, bonus votes for sharing, and businesses can claim their own listing, best pizza, best coffee, best mechanic, settled by the county. And you don't have to be a paying subscriber to vote either. So you just have to be a free member, and your voice can be heard on the content. So I'm putting finishing touches on it, and it may take me a little longer than I think because I'm trying to make sure that people can't cheat on it.
If there's the way, always the way.
It'll be like a month long. Yeah, we'll give it. Once we get it running, we'll run it for like 4 to 6 weeks to give people plenty of time. And one more thing, well, I got the mic. Hardin Local runs on local sponsors, and we're looking for 2 kinds of partners right now. First, businesses that want to grow with us long term. A partner who sticks with us season after season, gets woven into the show, the site, the newsletter, the whole platform as it grows. And second, we're also looking for one-off sponsorships. If you're a small business that wants to be seen, but a monthly deal isn't in the budget, we've got single episode options now. 1 show, 1 spotlight, real reach. There's real reach there with no long-term commitment, and our videos are always out there once we publish them. So, you'll always get people being able to find you on those videos via our SEO that we do on Hardin Local videos, which I think is pretty strong. If you start Googling Hardin Local type or Hardin County type things, and it's something we've covered, usually you're going to see a link on the first page of Google pretty high up with either a video link or something like that. So, it's a pretty good deal.
And people,
go ahead.
Sorry, Phil, I was going to say the other benefit of that is you can take our assets and share it on your stuff. So it's just not be promoted and brought out to our audience. Like we're talking about Rachel for a moment. Rachel can take those videos and put it on her platform. So you got Hardin Local platform and then your own personal networking platform as well. Piggyback off.
It works really well. And then when you just are searching, like if you went, I know now, like the guy that paid us that just started that lead pest control business, he paid 1 time, and his video's on YouTube now, and I made him a segmented only video. So anytime anybody Googles that, however long, it'll be up there for 5, 10, 50. I don't think they ever take it down off. So
they won't ever take it down unless you delete it. So it's
about the
long-term SEO strategy. I mean,
it's about the only way you can pay 1 time and get advertising that doesn't stop on Hardin Local. So we would love to see you, and we would really love to see some businesses that want to partner with us long term. I think that could do very well for the businesses. I know like we all as hosts have our own little side gigs, and I know that this has definitely improved reach and ability and customer base for you guys. So just imagine how it could work for your business. You don't even have to do anything other than just pay it.
Just show up, answer a couple of questions, and there you go.
Yeah. So now we're going to switch over to the Hardin Local Election Series update, because I think that's something I've been working on. So I want to update on our 26th general election interview series, and it's a good one. 30 candidates are now registered on top of the 27 we already did. So that means we'll have 57 of the 60-something. We're still missing a few, but pretty much everyone that's been invited has gone ahead and registered. Every candidate gets the same questions, same format, no debating, no negativity towards your opponent. It's about letting you hear directly from the people on your ballot. November 3rd. We've got races where both candidates are in. So for sheriff, jailer, magistrate, district 3 and 4, that means you'll get to hear from both sides of those races, and also judge executive. And then we have a few other ones. So if you're a candidate on the November ballot and you haven't registered yet, we've extended the deadline to July 15th. Go to hardinlocal.com, hit the election page, takes 5 minutes. The interviews will be rolled out next month or the following month. I'll start scheduling them, and I'm trying to get them all done by the middle of September. That way they're up for a while before the election. That way you have time to read them. And so it doesn't take very long for you guys to do it. And I do want everybody, I do want to be clear, and I've said this clearly in all of my correspondence about this. I haven't called. I've text messaged almost everybody in the main races, and I've emailed 3 or 4 times now. So if you don't register and don't participate, and the sake of transparency, we will be making that letdown that you decided not to do the free interview to be compared to the person you're running. So you have until July 15th, and I will probably be text messaging a few more. It's hard for me to find all the text, cell phone numbers. So I've been doing as many as I could. But the emails have gone to everybody. So we look forward to being able to complete that project and create a really cool election guide for you guys. And lastly, coming soon, It's an article I've been working on, a topic that I am actually pretty passionate about. It has to do with flock cameras. So this one's a little different for us because I don't usually pick topics that could be controversial, but I'm going to set it up carefully. I'm working on this article about flock cameras. If you're not familiar with flock cameras, they're license plate reader cameras that have been going up and around communities like ours and around the country. And here's the thing, this is not a hit piece on anybody. These cameras genuinely help solve crimes and find stolen cars. That's real and it matters. But there's another side that deserves daylight too. Who has access to the data? How long is it kept? And what it means when every car trip you take gets logged. Surveillance tools tend to grow quietly, and a community should get to decide these things out loud, not by default. There's a quote by Benjamin Franklin that I like too. I'm kind of centering this whole article and discussion about. And he says, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. So what the article is going to do is lay out the strengths, the weaknesses, and the questions we should be asking. And then I want your take. I also want law enforcement, elected officials, neighbors, everybody. So watch for it on hardinlocal.com. And when it drops, I'd really appreciate it if everybody would bring their perspective, because I do think there is some dangers out there around these cameras. So that's basically, that was my big thing that I've been wanting to talk about. And I think Nathaniel had a little post about it last week too on his page. But I've been looking into it because there's a lot of problems with their security, and there's a lot of problems with there's no warrant. I don't know how well access to the database is tracked, which means almost any. I don't know. That's the part I'm still researching. So if anybody knows those things, I do know that it doesn't require a warrant to pull that data. But so I think there's quite a few different things that should be discussed there, because we don't want to live in a surveillance state. And I don't think we're anywhere close to that, but we still should have a community discussion about it. And we here at Hardin Local I'll be posting it. And just to be very honest and to look at our editorial policy, it says that things that I post doesn't mean any of my other hosts believe any of those things. So, if you get pissed at me about the article, doesn't mean anybody else of the host actually believes.
Well, and I think one of the big things about Hardin Local is we bring awareness, and then we create conversation around things, right? And so whether you think they're the best thing ever or you have concerns, I think it's interesting that you're bringing up the conversation, and that's the benefits of freedom, right? That we can have conversation, and then what we end up doing with that conversation, but it is an interesting topic to me. It's not something I've spent a ton of time reading. However, I'm aware they're there, and these points that you just made are interesting to me. What is being done with the data? So I'm actually very curious about this article. I think it's going to create you're going to have some very strong opinion on both sides. But isn't that what we do here at Hardin Local? We want to hear people's input and feedback and create conversation. And so, I'm going to be really interested to read this article, Phil.
Yeah, that's.
And I think, this isn't just a community thing. I've read some articles around the country. So I think it's a conversation that's coming up across the country. And so I find the timing of this perfect placed. I'm interested in hearing more and reading more. So this will be good, Bill.
Yeah, we'll do it. And I think it's a good time too, just because it's election season. So that then the politicians are more likely to address these type of issues with citizens. So I should have that done sometime this week, but I want to make sure that I get a few other questions answered before I publish.
Great. Well, thank you that's journalism right there. Thanks for digging into it for us. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well, before we wrap up, of course, I think we've kind of pulled all the comments that we had today. And so a couple quick shout outs that I'd like to make. It was my brother Josh Branningham's birthday this past weekend. Yes. It always falls right near the 4th of July. And so bless his little heart, he doesn't ever really get a great celebration. So shout out to Josh.
To that, I went to the Eagle in Louisville and spent some time celebrating his birthday this past weekend. Plus, it was my son's birthday too. Josh and my son have the same birthday, so it's Aiden's birthday. So happy birthday, Aiden! Love you and proud of you. But anyway, I'll stop. I didn't want to hijack your
No, I love these. I love these. Shout them out. My sister Sarah's birthday is coming up in a couple days as well. So happy birthday to both of you guys. It's a big birth month. Count back 9 months and figure out what everybody was doing. But it's a big birth month. There's a lot of birthdays. I know Darwin Perez celebrated his birthday. Trying to think of some others, but yep. And my son Max's birthday is coming up. We'll be gone on vacation during that. So,
and my sister Jackie's birthday was on July 5th. Which
look at it. See, a lot of people. A lot of people. All right, awesome. Well, guys, before we sign off, I'd just like to reference how you can stay connected with us. So go ahead and do yourself a favor, bookmark hardinlocal.com. You've got the fair schedule and this week's full calendar, my housing dashboard, every past episode, and the free weekly events email. We're, of course, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. So make sure you follow us there and please tell a friend. Follow us on LinkedIn, subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Facebook. And just to keep in mind, $15 gets you into the fair, all the shows. You're going to want to go. It's all the rides are included with that. I mean, that's just a phenomenal deal. It runs through this whole week, ends on Saturday. Go out there, enjoy some family fun. And of course, the free lawn party concert with the Ultimate Show Band is Wednesday night. That's at Freeman Lake. That's a new night this year. So don't show up on Friday. Make sure you show up on Wednesday. And of course, Saturday, that night market downtown at the Straight and Narrow from 5 to 9. That sounds incredible. You're going to want to go out there. Being downtown E-Town for anything, in my opinion, is some of the best. I love it down there. But this is going to be a really fun event. And then business owners, if you're thinking about partnering with somebody for additional advertising or as just a single episode spotlight, we've got room for both. So reach out to us through our site or message us on Facebook or connect with Phil. We would love to support you with getting your name out in the community. All right. Well, Phil and Scott, the final, we are rolling into the end of this podcast. Thank you all for joining me today. Jon, thank you as well. I know we had to step off. And of course, Nate, Britton, and Michelle, we hope you guys are doing well, and we will see you next week. And to everyone watching, thank you for being part of the Hardin Local community. It's Fair Week. Like I mentioned, go make a memory out there. We'll see you back here next Tuesday. Same time, same place. And until then, support local, stay connected, and enjoy everything happening right here in Hardin County. Have a great week, everyone.
And be nice to each other.
Everyone. Yeah, be kind, right, Scott?
Just be kind.
High five me over here.
Bye.
Oh, I need to get some noise to that. Anyway, be on the lookinglocal.com. It's coming very soon.
So drink it responsibly.
Yeah, no, I'm saying a whole new platform called bourbonlocal.com. Be on the lookout for it. It's launching in the next month or two. Buy it.
Bourbon Local.